So we get out, so we start ourselves in the right direction for the day. Some of us have been up for maybe a while, some have just got up. So the key thing is to remember the point of all of this is we want to learn to be in charge of our minds. That's Buddha's expertise, to know, not just to sort of wake up and then feel the fear or feel the sickness and then off we go wandering off following it and wondering why 4 hours later we want to kill ourselves. We have to learn to be in control of our thoughts. This is the whole job of being a Buddhist. Buddha's expertise is this. We know the idea. It's not, he didn't make this idea. He didn't make up this idea, but it's the Buddha's expertise. It's incredible, to learn to be in control of our own mind. I think Joanne, I've got a feeling you might be, you need to unmute you need to mute yourself, sweetheart.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It's okay. Yeah. So that's the point, because when we realize life happens, things happen, you get up, you feel bad, you feel a bit depressed, it feels wrong. And then what we do is we believe in it and then we just swim in it. This is how we live our lives now. And this is what we just think is normal. But we can learn to change our minds. We can learn to put our life in the direction we want, no matter what happens on the outside. This is the point. When we can have confidence in this, this transforms our lives. So let's just use this 30 minutes. There's different methods. So many methods. We can learn to concentrate, to watch the mind and not follow all the crazy thoughts. Or we can do meditations that involve the Buddha, which can give us courage and lift our hearts. We can do healing meditations. We can do all kinds. There's so many ways we can use our mind. We're in charge of our mind. We're not in charge of external circumstances. The world is crazy. Terrible things happen. We're not even in charge of our body sometimes, but we are in charge of our mind. We can do it. So we think, just for this 30 minutes, get your body relaxed. Just check your body. So you don't, if you close your eyes, you often go to sleep. We don't want to do that. So just check your body is comfortable, upright, whether you're sitting cross-legged or in a chair. Have your body upright. Your hands in your lap, relaxed, and your head tilted forward, chin tucked in, and your eyes lightly closed, but looking down, as if you're looking along your nose. So first we'll just do a little bit of concentration. And we might not get concentration, but what we're doing when we do concentration meditation, we're making the effort to not sink into all the crazy thoughts. That's what we're learning to do. We're learning to step outside and have focus and decide, I'm just going to watch the breath. It's something so simple but quite profound. We're making a decision to have control over our mind. We can't control all the crazy thoughts. They're there, but we can control our response to the thoughts. We can just observe them, or we can just observe the breath and not buy into the thoughts. This is the great skill we need to learn. This is the great benefit for most of us from doing concentration meditation. Most of the time we think, oh, I can't concentrate, my mind's crazy. Yes, it's crazy, but you don't need to follow the thoughts. That's the skill. So just locate that sensation at your nostrils as you breathe in and out. Let's take a couple of breaths and locate that sensation. It's slightly different when you breathe in from when you breathe out, but just that general area. That's what we're going to be focusing on at your nostrils. So with determination, with confidence and determination, the simple task is to pay attention to that sensation. We do our best to keep our attention on that sensation. Don't think you're a failure because thoughts happen. That's natural. It's until we're highly advanced, thoughts are going to be there, so don't worry about it. The real skill, like I said, is we have to learn to note the thoughts are there, but we let them go. We let them come and we let them go. And the great skill is we're not going to buy into the thoughts. We're not going to have a dialogue. We're not going to believe them. We're going to simply pay attention to that boring breath at the tip of our nose. It's an exercise to help us strengthen our mind so we can make decisions about what we think eventually, instead of sinking into the thoughts and running with them. We pay attention to the breath. Let the thoughts come, let the thoughts go. So one more point. Naturally, we'll forget what we're doing. We'll wander off because we spend our lives wandering off. But we notice it and we bring the mind back to the breath. Then we wander off. We pick ourselves up and we pay attention to the breath. And if you even have to pick yourself 20 times, remind you to go back to the breath in 1 minute, that's a good meditation. If you just space out, that's useless. That's the whole point. So we're trying to strengthen our mind. So pay attention to the breath with determination. Breathe very naturally. Just pay attention to that sensation at your nostrils. Just keep your mind sharp. Just adjust your attention to be sharp just on the breath. Just the breath. Let the thoughts come and go. Don't worry about them. Just keep your mind alert. Don't space out. So now with this focused mind, we now shift to another way to think, another meditation. So let's use the Buddha, but in this case, the medicine Buddha. So the idea of these meditations is sort of using a prop, the Buddha, this idea of an enlightened being, if we have confidence in that idea, and then relating to that. It's our mind that does the work. It's our mind that does the thinking. It's our mind that does the meditating. But we're using the idea of the Buddha, the energy of the Buddha. So we visualize the medicine Buddha. Just imagine, he looks like just like the regular Buddha, but he's got a blue body. He's like a monk. And he's got a bowl in his lap, and you think it's full of all the medicines, all the things that will heal us of our craziness, heal us of our sickness, heal us of our depression, our anxiety, our worries, our low self-esteem, all the problems in life which overwhelm us. Imagine this, full of this nectar. And we're just kind of thinking like also he's like a mirror image of our own potential. He's sitting in the sky in front of us. Imagine this light body sitting on a lotus like the Buddha, and his dark blue body, and he's radiant, beautiful, perfect, all holding all the qualities, having all the qualities of an enlightened mind, which are our qualities. All the goodness perfected, all the wisdom, all the clarity, all the courage perfected, all the delusions gone. This is our potential. We must never forget. So just do a very simple meditation and a recitation of his mantra. So imagine from his heart, he sends. Also, second, we visualize that we're surrounded by all beings of the universe, and think of them as the friends and the enemies and the strangers, which is there's no fourth category. All beings of the universe fit into this category. Imagine in front of us, Buddha's above in the sky, and then in front of us, all the objects of our aversion, the ones who hurt us, the people who've been unkind to us, people we don't like, the politicians, whatever, the objects of our aversion right in front. We can call those enemies, although we mightn't use that word, but get the point. The objects of aversion right in front, even the one or two at the moment you're having problems with. Right there, see them. And then to the left in front of you, your beloveds, the objects of your attachment, the people you go towards, whom you trust, whom you love, friends to the left in front. And then to the right, all the strangers, which is the objects of our indifference. So a friend is the object of attachment. They're the ones who do what we want. The enemies are the objects of our aversion, the ones who don't do what we want. And the strangers, which is 99.9% of the universe, that's everybody else. And who are they? Well, they neither harm us nor help us. So how do we feel about the friends? We adore them. How do we feel about the enemies? We do not adore them. And how do we feel about the strangers? We couldn't care less. This is the universe. And these are just projections of our own mind, So we're going to think of all these beings, as well as all the beings of all the other realms, and we think of all of them in the form of a human, which is the form they can get enlightened in. And so not just to the right are the strangers, but as far as the horizon goes in front of us, to above us, to behind us, below us, to the left and to the right. The whole universe full of all these trillions of sentient beings. Just imagine this. And I think they are exactly the same as each other and the same as me. They only want to be happy. They only do not want to suffer. And like every being in the universe, like us, they spend every second trying to avoid suffering and trying to get happiness. The Buddha says it's heartbreaking because we have the wrong methods. So we just keep getting more suffering. The method he recommends is changing our mind, because we create all our suffering and happiness over lifetime after lifetime. So imagine now we're sitting here with such compassion for ourselves, for our own suffering, and for them, wanting every single one of them to be free of suffering and full of happiness. So first we just imagine, we're so kind, the medicine Buddha, sending from his heart radiant beams of white light, nectar, powerful like laser beams of light, not nectar, light, entering into us and every single one of these suffering sentient beings. sending this powerful light. And first of all, what it does is purify, first of all, annihilate all the misery in our minds and their minds, all the suffering, the physical and mental, the struggles, the dramas, the depression, the worries, the fears that drag us down, as well as the physical difficulties. All of this completely, totally annihilated by this blissful white light entering into us, filling us completely, alleviating all the pain and suffering. Really want this, imagine this strongly happening as we recite a few times, if you know it. If not, just we'll chant the mantra a few times. Just otherwise, just visualize, really wanting this to be ourselves and everybody else. Chaya cha om bekanze, bekanze maha bekanze, bekanze ranza samungate svaha. Chaya cha om bekanze, bekanze maha bekanze, bekanze ranza samungate svaha. Chaya cha om bekanze, bekanze maha bekanze, bekanze maha ranza samungate svaha. Chaya cha om bekanze, bekanze maha bekanze ranza samungate svaha. Chaya cha om bekanze, bekanze maha bekanze, bekanze ranza samungate svaha. Chaya cha om bekanze, bekanze maha bekanze, bekanze ranza samungate svaha. Chaya cha om bekanze, bekanze maha bekanze, bekanze ranza samungate svaha. Chaya cha om bekanze, bekanze maha bekanze, bekanze ranza samungate svaha. Chaya cha om bekanze, bekanze maha bekanze, bekanze ranza samungate svaha. Full of this blissful white light, annihilating all the pain, the fears, the suffering, the dramas, the depression, the anxiety, which usually we believe in so completely just because it's there. We believe it's true, but it's not. It's just old stuff popping up, you know. It's not set in stone. It is not intrinsic. It is not permanent. We can change it, but we have to grab it. So imagine this, using this skill, thinking of the Buddha, his powerful nectar, this light energy, annihilating all the pain, all the misery, and all the sentient beings the same. Imagine them free of suffering. How incredible. Incredible. Because it's possible. So now again, we imagine kind medicine Buddha sending from his heart these radiant beams of white light that enter into every one of us. And this time, purifying the causes of all our suffering, which is the past actions, because Buddha says our minds go back to beginningless time. Everything we think and do and say programs our mind, leaves seeds in our mind that will then ripen in the future. So our happiness right now is the fruit of our past amazing virtue. We don't want to purify that. We want to increase that and remember it, because sometimes we forget. And then all the suffering we have is a result of past actions also. We didn't mean to do it. You know, we were ignorant. We don't understand karma. So now all these suffering sentient beings, we imagine, full of this blissful light, as well as ourselves, completely purifying the causes of suffering. This is the crucial one. Chaya cha om bekanze, bekanze maha bekanze, bekanze ranza samungate svaha. Chaya cha om bekanze, bekanze maha bekanze, bekanze ranza samungate svaha. Chaya cha om bekanze, bekanze maha bekanze, bekanze ranza samungate svaha. Chaya cha om bekanze, bekanze maha bekanze, bekanze ranza samungate svaha. Chaya cha om bekanze, bekanze maha bekanze, bekanze ranza samungate svaha. Chaya cha om bekanze, bekanze maha bekanze, bekanze ranza samungate svaha. Chaya cha om bekanze, bekanze maha bekanze, bekanze ranza samungate svaha. Chaya cha om bekanze, bekanze maha bekanze, bekanze ranza samungate svaha. Full of this light, negative karma completely purified since beginning this time. How amazing. So now again, kind Medicine Buddha sends from his heart radiant beams of this light. And this time filling us and all the sentient beings. And now activating, think of this way, activating our incredible potential. Because the Buddha's view is the delusions are not at the core of our being. Attachment, anger, anxiety, depression, they're very real. They dominate sometimes, but they're not at the core of our being. They're not intrinsic to us. They're not integral to us. This is Buddha's incredible finding. So then, then when that is removed, what else is left? What is real in our minds are the virtues: goodness, clarity, kindness, love, compassion, intelligence, self-confidence, self-respect. All of these qualities, these are who we really are, because these connect us with others, which is reality. We're all interdependently connected. The delusions cut us off from others. The virtues connect us. These are natural states of mind, and these are our true nature. So these can be developed to perfection, Buddha says. And what comes with this, because delusions have gone, anxiety is gone, what comes with this is joy. This sounds like a joke to us. We hardly would even use that word. This is our natural state. Joy is the natural quality of a mind that's unencumbered by the delusions. This is Buddha's entire point. So we imagine this, want this for ourselves and all sentient beings, full of all the love, full of compassion, full of wisdom, full of intelligence, and full of joy. We imagine this is the light coming from Medicine Buddha to every single one of us, activating our true nature. Chaya chaum bekanze maha bekanze ranza samungate swaha. 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 Try and imagine spacious, clear, your mind vast, light, fearless, kind, open to others. These are our true nature. These are what we have to consciously activate. This is who we are at a conventional level. This is our true nature. Imagine everybody having accomplished this. Amazing. So again, kind Medicine Buddha, sending from his heart these radiant beams of laser light that enter all of our hearts, and this time transforming us all into Buddha, our own Buddha. This is our true nature. The word Buddha is very tasty. The first syllable implies the utter eradication from our being, from our minds, of all the rubbish, all the fears, all the dramas, all the ego, all the depression, all the nonsense. And the second syllable, da, implies the development to perfection of all the goodness, just like we've meditated. This is the essence of the meaning of the word Buddha, and this is the potential the Buddha has found of every living being. So we now imagine, as we say the mantra, this time we all turn into medicine Buddha. How amazing. Totally perfected. Now we're the Buddha, and now we can benefit others, because that's our job. Taya taum bekanze maha bekanze ranza samungate swaha. 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 So now you imagine medicine Buddha, all the millions of sentient beings transformed into medicine Buddha. They all dissolve into blue light from all the directions, and they all just absorb into us. Imagine this, enhancing even more brilliantly our own marvelous true nature. All this blue light from all directions dissolving into us. All these medicine Buddhas. And now medicine Buddha in the sky, he dissolves it. He comes to our crown. Imagine this. He comes and sits above our head. And then very happily, imagine, he dissolves into blue light, comes to our crown. And now we imagine that the energy of the Buddha's, medicine Buddha's body, speech, and mind, and our body, speech, and mind, they become one, completely merge. Same thing. My body, speech, mind, medicine Buddha's body, speech, mind, same thing. So now for the last 2 minutes, with strong concentration, and relax, just imagine you expand to fill the universe. Totally clear, vast, radiant, blissful, no thoughts. Just 2 minutes. Fill the universe. No thoughts. And then we finish, just thinking these 30 little minutes, these few thoughts we've had, remembering that we can be in charge of our thoughts. We can navigate our lives, not sink into the circumstances and become victims of it. That's the skill we have to cultivate, and we've got that ability. Remember that. So throughout the day, just think, like the Bodhisattvas, think that your body and speech is for others, whoever sees you, hears you, tastes you, touches you, smells you, the insects, the rats, the birds, the humans. May they benefit just from my presence. And our mind, that's our own. Watch it like a hawk every second and learn to be in charge of it. We can. And that's the source of happiness. And we delight in this 30 minutes. And thank you very much, everybody. Much love to everybody.